Why? January, why? What is up, Flick fans? Welcome back to my channel. Today we're talking the brand new comedy, Like a Boss. So, get in that comments section and let me know. Alright, let's get into it. So, Like a Boss, starring Tiffany Haddish and Rose Byrne. Two friends with very different ideals start a beauty company together. One is more practical while the other wants to earn her fortune and live a lavish lifestyle. Well, don't we all? This is a January comedy that I was very nervous about. I was hesitant because I saw the trailer, and while I love Rose Byrne, and I genuinely enjoy the humor from Tiffany Haddish nonstop, even if the movie is bad, I think she is hilarious. Obviously, Girls Trip, that's what got her on the map, and I think that movie is really funny. But with a film like this, you have to have the chemistry. And there's actually chemistry between the two. I'm not knocking that. But you also have to have a semi-interesting story to at least care about what the story is trying to get you to care about, right? Actually, here's what I'll start with. My number one rule with a comedy, and I say this every time, did it make me laugh? I laughed once. I chuckled a few times because Tiffany Haddish is funny. Rose Byrne is funny. But I laughed one time, genuinely belly laughed, and it wasn't even because of either of those characters. Billy Porter plays Barrett in this film, and he was actually hilarious. The scene that I laughed at, you guys will know when we get to it. It takes place over lunch. That was genuinely funny. And there were a few moments that I could see the target audience laughing at, the target audience being fans of studio comedies that don't really care about a plot or a story. And there were a few people in my theater that had a pretty good time with it. They were laughing throughout the entire movie. I just didn't think it was all that funny. I didn't think it was all that clever. It felt rushed. It felt lazy. There was no story. It wasn't even that they couldn't engage me in the story because there was no story. And the humor, I wrote one joke down. You smell fresh and clean like a thermometer before it goes into your butt. And they did the thing that these family studio comedies do, right? Where everything is exaggerated and people are falling and tripping and getting smacked in the face and glasses breaking. There's one moment where they have to escape somewhere. So instead of just, walking down the stairs and leaving, they jump off of the roof into a pool because it's fun and they get a chance to do it, or their stunt people get a chance to do it. And it adds, what does it add? What does it add? The film is full of exposition, constantly telling the audience exactly what they want us to know when we could figure it out with context clues. Simplicity is your friend with a movie like this. Make it more simple than it was. And one would think, well, the plot here is very simple. It's all about these two girls who are starting this company. They're very different girls. And of course, they get sucked into these bigger situations where they have opportunities, but do they want to take their company in that direction? And that in itself is semi-interesting. But then you look at the logistics of how this entire thing plays out and the financial aspects of who knows what about the business and what the other person is keeping from the other. The whole time I was watching this, I was thinking, this businessman, Shark Tank would be offended with how you actually want to run this. It was ridiculous on that front. But once again, all of these things, a quirky comedy can work if you're laughing the entire way through. And I couldn't get invested in the comedy, so I started thinking about the actual plot and the fact that every problem that these two women faced, that problem was solved within the next 5 minutes, whether it was a montage, whether it was cutting to a scene where they solved the problem really quick, and then it cuts back to another scene where they're on to their next situation within this bigger situation. I'm just like, there are no stakes. There's no reason to stay invested. You try to get me to laugh. You can't get me to laugh. Okay, well, then at least give me a good story. But they couldn't even deliver on that because everything solves itself here. It's so predictable. And then we get into the third act where characters are looking at each other, and I don't know what I would do without you. Your family. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we solved this other problem so quickly like we've been doing throughout the entire movie. And then when you get to the resolution, not to spoil where the predictable resolution goes, but when you get there, we break into song, and these quirky, ridiculous things are happening to characters, but no one pays attention. Everyone dancing and singing to the song just dances and sings to the song, and all of these unrealistic things are happening, and it all comes down to the fact that this film didn't work as a comedy, so everything else stands out as bad in my opinion. If you enjoy this movie, I'm not going to fault you for it. Like a boss, I'll just say this. It's not a movie made for me. You say, so that's 2 female leads. Of course, you're not going to relate. I've related to so many. Last year, Booksmart. A well-made movie. There was craft. There was something that went into it other than we're going to get these 2 famous actors and let them go to town. And they are charming, and their relationship was the only thing keeping me invested, that and a few side characters. Otherwise, if you guys enjoyed this video, if you like the happiness on this channel, hopefully we make it out of January soon, and I'm going 30% with my score because the chemistry was there. There were certain moments and characters that I enjoyed. Otherwise, it is a sloppy studio comedy in January, and there just isn't much there to get out of it. Thank you guys for watching this video. More Oscar coverage to come, most likely tomorrow morning. Possibly some Netflix reviews this weekend. Not for sure what my schedule is looking like. And maybe a live stream soon. So you guys the best, and I'll see you later.